Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing today? How are you?
Hey,
How are
hey.
you doing, Einstein?
Oh, I'm great. Been Tuna crawling with the GPUs,
Yep.
and it's so much fun because, like I've seen now, around 200 people learn all of these tool sets or skills that you need for a lot of things in Cardano, like running Kupu, running Ugimos, uh, even coding and changing code to adapt to the changes happening.
Yep.
And it's so cool to see. And currently, there are people learning Icon, the smart contract language, and even thinking of like a fork for the mining. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's been great.
Forks, staking pool. No, not staking pools. Mining pools. It's been talks about that, and yeah. I just wanted before we start. Yes, today we are going to show you how we can mine using GPUs. In this specific case, I think it's limited to NVIDIA. I'm not sure if it's AMD ready, but
It's not with these instructions, but you
no.
can also compile it, for example, on Linux with the AMD, and
Yep.
maybe we can do that in another video. But for this one, to keep it super simple, because we want something that you can just easily download and do the drivers on Windows. Yeah, we will be focused on NVIDIA cards.
Yeah, and this is the second video in this series on Tuna. If you have not seen the first one and want to know the basics, want to learn how to install the necessary files that you need to have, this video is not for you yet. Watch the first one and then come back here because you're gonna need some of the files from the previous install to be able to do what we are doing today. So if you do not have a TunaMiner already, then you need to watch the first video and then come back to this one.
Yeah. To summarize, we are not going to create an address. We are not going to install the Dino. It's a program, and you can see the first video for that.
Yep,
And we are not going to set up the environmental file again.
yep.
And to do that, you also need to run a node on the emitter run, and we are not going to do that as well. So those
No.
steps are in the first video.
Yeah. So yeah. So if you are not running a tuna miner right now and want to do so, go watch the first video, then come back to this one. Okay, now with that ready, we can start. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen. And I have done a little bit of work ahead of time, basically just to save you guys from watching me download stuff. So the first thing that I've done is install Microsoft Visual Studios. I've never used Visual Studio before tuna mining. Maybe you can just give a really quick introduction to what Visual Studio is, then.
First of all, the community edition of Visual Studio is free. That's cool. And it's basically a programming tool. And you can, for example, install like different plugins for different languages to highlight the syntax of how that language works. In
Yeah,
our case, what we're going to do is we are going to make sure we have C++, that language, because we are going to make a executable file that you can click for mining, and we are going to make that with code from the GitHub repository of nullhashpixel. Yeah.
yes. So I have downloaded it. I have it right here, and I've downloaded the build tools version, which is I think it's a version of the Studio community. I don't think it's Studio Code, as far as I understood. But yeah, I've downloaded that. I also downloaded Cuda Toolkit 12.2. It's important that it's the latest update. We are going to leave the links for all of these sites, so you do not have to worry about that. And what I've done, I've chosen Windows since I'm running a Windows computer. Architecture, version, and installer type. I've installed it locally, not network. Download, it's 3 GB. The Visual Studio pack is, I think maybe I downloaded a little bit too many C++ packs. I just downloaded everything I saw, and it came down to 30 gigs. But I believe you said you only need about 18. So
Yes, but
at
the
least
more
I
the
have
merrier. So if you have it should work hopefully.
Yeah. So I've downloaded it and I've also installed both of them. They are really straightforward to install. There are some things you can do to test the NVIDIA toolkit. I have not done that. Maybe we are supposed to do that later. I don't know.
Um,
But I
I would
have,
like to say,
yeah,
Thomas, please install first the Visual Studio and then the toolkit in that order.
in that
Because
order. Okay. Yes.
the toolkit will detect that you have Visual Studio and it will install some files to Visual Studio. So
Yeah.
that's important.
Yeah. If you already have Cuda Toolkit and let's just a hypothetical thing, if you already have it and you want to add it to Visual Studio, is there a quick fix to do that?
Good question. I think you can just reinstall the CUDA toolkit and then it will add it automatically. So if you did it in the wrong order, then just reinstall toolkit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then we're going to go on the Fortuna GitHub. This is a GitHub repertoire by Icon. And this is the original Fortuna miner. This is not the one that we're going to use. This is the one we used in the last video. So if you are jumping back to the first video, this is the one you want to install then. But now we're going to go one step further. So what I'm doing now is to, let's see, I'm going to Insights, and then I'm pressing Forks, and here I can see all the different forks that have been done. Basically, a fork is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Einstein, a fork is someone in in this case, nullhashpixel. This is the one we're going to use, by the way. He's done some changes to the original. He's not added anything to the original. He's made his own modified version, and that's a fork on GitHub. Is
Yes,
that
the
correct?
beauty of that is that usually these codes have licenses that it can be changed. And in this case, there's definitely a license that you can modify the code. And nullhashpixel has modified it to make it a GPU mining possible. And there's another one I think you showed earlier, MGPy, is also doing.
MGPI has also made a CUDA miner, yes, and that's
Yeah.
also a GPU miner. There are some other ones. They're all named Fortuna, so I'm assuming they are CPU miners. I have not looked into any one of them lately, at least. But in this case, we're gonna focus on nullhashpixel's Fortuna miner. So I'm going to press Fortuna, and here we are inside his GitHub repertoire. And this is almost the same as the last one, but it's been modified. It has some more folders, it has some more files, and it does something different. The main difference is mining on GPU instead of CPU. So what now? I'm assuming, based on what I learned the last time, we're gonna press on code and we're gonna download the zip.
Yes, unless you have installed like the GitHub client, then but that's for more advanced use. But you can
Yep.
just download the zip of the code.
Yeah. So I'm doing that, and I'm just opening it up, and as you can see, it's the 7th time I downloaded a file with that name. I
Yeah.
have been looking at some of the other forks as well. So, yeah. So now I have that in my download folder,
Yeah,
and I have my Fortuna main folder right here.
you
Let's
can
see.
copy paste all of that into the Fortuna main so that it has all of the files.
So I'll just take everything from Fortuna main in the zip file and just move it over. And there we are.
There's one change we need to do to the environmental file, and if you see on the GitHub page and scroll down, you will see the change we need to do as well.
Yes, so I'm going to go back here. And what I was talking about now is the README part here. So GPU mining specifics, this is also different from the original. Here's the instructions basically for
we are going to add one line.
I'm going to add, looks like I'm adding more than one, because I only have 2 at the moment.
Yes, you do. But submit API is in case you have a Cardano node locally and with submit API, and we don't, so we do not need it.
Okay,
It's a
gotcha.
slightly faster way of submitting the transactions, but it's really not needed anymore because now it's mostly about hashing power and no longer it's about like the fastest transaction, basically.
Okay, so I'm going to open up the env file in Notepad. I already have QPOL, and I already have Ogmios.
Yes, and that's
So,
from the last video, Demeter run you create those with.
yeah. So the one I'm going to add now on top of that is the miner core URLs.
Exactly.
Yep. So
And don't forget the last ending there. You missed.
Oh, I have to add that one too. Okay. So and I'm just pasting that in the next line and then pressing save.
What we're doing now is we're creating like a transaction submitting server that's listening on the local host on your port 2023 on your computer, and it's listening for a miner that's producing hashes. That's what we're doing basically.
2023 is that just a random port that he chose to use, or is it?
The year 2023.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then the instructions say to create your wallet as shown below, blah, blah, blah. And we've already done that. And that is the seed.txt file. I'm not going to open that. I'm not going to reveal my seed phrase.
And notice there's one more change. So when you run Dino now, in the first video you said cli mine, but now you have to run Dino task CLTunaminer mine. So we need to change the start bat file as well.
Yeah, so we need to change the start.bat file that we created in the first video. And for those that needs to be reminded about that, the start.bat file is something that we made that is not in the original script. That's just to easily start it without typing any commands. Just double click to start, and it restarts if the client crashes.
Yeah.
Those are the two things that file does. And that is the start bat file. So I'm going to go to
show more alternatives.
No, not properties. I'm going to go to more alternatives and Notepad Plus. I guess that's fine. Yeah. So what I'm going to do then is to change Dino XE task CLI mine. I'm going to change that to, let's see, did I copy it? Yes. So I'm just going to remove what I like that.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
So, I don't know if does the text file show also Dino XE. I can't remember if we ever wrote XE.
It's fine. It will start Dino anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah. So I'm just saving that one. and that's ready to go. Okay.
We can actually already start this server and run it in the background and see if it works.
So just start the start.bat file.
Why not? Let's try.
Yeah. Let's see. So we got it over there. Implicity using latest version.
Yeah. So now it's going to listen on this port, and it's going to say rejected until we actually start the GPU miner itself.
Okay.
And it will keep going like this. And this needs to
Yeah.
be running while you're mining as well.
Yeah. So even though we get an error right now, this is something that we can predict because we're not running the actual miner.
Exactly.
We're only running Dino.
Yes.
Okay. So now what?
Now we need to go to the CLTunaminer part of this. And if you go to the GitHub again,
Yep.
if you scroll up to the
Scroll
beginning, it
up.
says it needs a separate OpenCL miner core from here.
Yes.
And then you click that.
So I just opened that one in there. And then we got the CLTunaminer repertoire instead of the Fortuna repertoire.
Let's download the code.
Download code. Download zip. So then we got that one, and I guess I'm gonna have this one up as well. And then I'm just gonna paste it in the Fortuna main, I'm assuming.
You can paste that in a new folder in your user account.
So I'm just gonna put it in my user account. So I have Fortuna main and I have CLTunaminer main in different folders under my user account.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. And we can open that folder. Because we are going to drag and drop a few lines of code into Visual Studio. And everyone doing this, you are going to actually compile an executable file in Visual Studio. That's a pretty cool thing to learn how to do. So we can start up Visual Studio.
Studios. And I'm just going to launch it.
And we want oh, that's the wrong one. Launch the community, the other one.
Launch. Okay, let's see. So we got this one.
Yes, and we should open create a new project.
Create a new project.
We want a blank solution. Let's see the right side.
Yep. Blank solution and or this one, or is it
that one is fine?
Yeah,
I think it's the same.
Yeah,
and let's call it TunaMiner.
Yep.
Create it.
And this is going to be saved in source slash repos
on your user.
Okay, so I got this one.
Yeah, and then we need to start creating a project in this solution. So we need to go to File, New project. And now we need to search for C++. If I remember correctly, or was it not? One moment, I will check quickly. Create another project, blank solution. You can just make it a blank solution also.
Make this one a blank solution as well. Okay. So.
Oh, actually, I think we don't need to create a solution again. Just go back. I'm messing up here.
So just
then close the window.
Close this one.
Yep.
Yep.
There should be a way to maybe if you make it larger the window, because we should have like Explorer where we also can see. Maybe if view.
Solution Explorer.
Yeah, try the Solution Explorer. Okay, there. Okay. Then if you right click there, add project,
Existing or new?
new.
New project.
Try C++ there. Or C, just C.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Let me just try myself in, because I actually have it differently in mind.
Yep.
What we need to do is to find a way to create a project in C. Was there, when you create a new project, was there a language drop down that you can select? All languages? Oh, yeah, there was.
Let's see. New
So,
project.
and then there's all
Language.
languages, C++. Blank solution. Oh, I think you have not installed the template for C++. That's probably why.
Maybe I downloaded it the wrong place then. Maybe I downloaded it for the other
Yes,
thing.
could be.
Because what I did, just to backtrack a little bit, was I went to Visual Studio to build tools, and then I pressed modify, and I downloaded all of the C++ things that I could find. So maybe
Right.
I should have gone to modify here instead.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yes. Okay. So that is
There
what
we
we
have it. That's why we cannot find it.
there we have some C++. So I just okay.
Just
So
skip
now we get to show this.
Yeah, you don't
So
need to do mobile development and game development. We need to speed this up, so
yeah.
take so. So 4
So
gigabytes. If you do that.
so desktop development we need.
Yeah, just try with that.
Yeah. So and then I just press modify, and it's gonna. Let's see. There we go. It's only 4 gigabytes, so it shouldn't. Hopefully, it shouldn't take that long. Let's see. Before we get started, save your work.
Yeah, select continue.
Continue. Oh, yeah, because we had something running, of course.
Yeah. Oh,
So luckily, I have somewhat good network speed, so it shouldn't take that long. So while we're doing this, I guess we can just talk a little bit about the reason why we're actually changing from CPU to GPU. People know that GPUs are quicker than CPUs. Well, most people know that, but what actually makes them quicker is that it's the CUDA cores are way faster at processing stuff like this
in parallel because there's so many of them.
Yes. So the big advantage of a GPU is that it has a lot of cores, and it can and those cores can work in parallel. They can do simultaneous. Well, a GPU can do multiple things simultaneously. Much better than a CPU can because it has a lot more cores to work. In short, that's what it is. I'm not going to go into the specifics because I'm treading into waters that are unknown to me.
I have a good parallel there. It's
Yeah,
actually the human brain. So my background is one of my backgrounds is in psychology, and the human brain has nerve cells that sense like an electrochemical response, and this the timing of this is in milliseconds, and it's way slower than computer's frequency how fast it's transmitting stuff. But the human brain is much smarter because it has billions of these neurons firing together, and
yeah,
then basically the compute power of human is so huge because of it, not because of the speed. And it's the same with CUDA cores. There's so many of them, and this is actually why language learning models now are approaching the intelligence of humans. It's like these data parks of GPUs, they are exponential and even bigger than the human brain in number of cores now. So
yeah,
it's a good metaphor to why this parallel stuff is faster while it's actually slower each individual core.
yeah.
Yeah.
So and let's see what's happened now. Nothing. Okay, something happened on the other screen here. Just a message
Uh-oh.
that popped up, but it's nothing to worry about. It was just the Explorer refreshing itself.
Oh, okay, so not related to the video tutorial then, I guess. Yeah.
No.
And you have a fast connection. We're already done here soon, so this
Yeah,
is good.
luckily it was not that big of a file, and my connection is fairly fast. So hopefully this will fix it, and we can move on.
Yeah.
Let's see here, finishing up. This assures that we're doing it in the right order, at least, because you have to have the CUDA core, you have to have the CUDA toolkit installed before you install the before you install the C++ things for Visual Studio. So now we can try again, I guess. I think it actually did.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we need to start the project again for it to know the new project files.
Oh, it's let's see. It popped up a message here saying NVIDIA usage collection, NVIDIA
You
software
can
packages
disable it
collection.
unless you want
Enable.
the video. Disable it. Oh, okay, okay.
Okay,
Leave
and
like that.
enable, disable. Yeah, whatever.
It's just sending data anonymously to NVIDIA, so you can
That's
choose
it.
to enable it.
I trust NVIDIA.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Just right click on the solution TunaMiner and try to create. You have to select the solution, so be above or yeah, okay. Then add
Let's see.
small
Add a new
project.
project.
Because first you have a solution, and then inside that solution there's a project, and now we have an empty C++ project. So now we
Yes.
can finally do that.
So now we can press an empty C++ window console.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I just select that one and press next. And
This will be the name of the executable you will create, so you can find a cool name for that.
I'm gonna call it BarraCUDA just because we're into fishing here.
Yes.
So the BarraCUDA is gonna go to tuna mining,
Perfect.
and then I just press create.
This was the hard part. Now it's drag and drop we're going to do. So
Okay, so
if you want,
now
I can show you something cool and more advanced as well. But let's do the drag and drop first.
yeah, so
Okay,
we
you have
got
the files.
we
Perfect.
have the files, the CLTunaminer main files. We have those here.
Yeah. So the SHA-256.h is going to the header file.
So I'm just
And you
gonna
see
drag
this
and drop it
header.
to the header file.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the main and the SHA-256C, they are going to the source.
So main CPP and 256C is going to source.
Yeah.
Boom. Okay.
Now we also need to find two libraries that's installed on your Cuda Toolkit. So you can go to Program Files, NVIDIA GPU. Let's
Let's
try to
see.
see
So I'm just going to go to C, Program Files,
NVIDIA.
NVIDIA Toolkit.
Yes. And then we need to find CUDA.
Yep.
And then version 2.2. Perfect. And then one of them is lib. We click on lib. That's for
Let's see. I
library.
get two libs, libs
That
and
one.
VVP and lib.
Only lib. That one.
Yep.
And then x64 because we are on a regular CPU computer. And
Yep.
then in the top, you just copy that whole address to this place. You see program filler. If you click there, then right click, copy. Copy, I mean, in English.
Yep.
And then now we are going to add this to the library path of this project. So then we need to click on the project BarraCUDA, right click it,
Right click.
and then properties. It's the
Properties.
last one, very last one. Go down the
There
whole
we
way.
go. All the way down.
And then the library path, if I remember correctly, is in C++. Let's try.
C, C++ there.
Just select that one in there. And it was opposite. So the C++ will have an include library and the linker. Click the linker.
Linker.
It should say one file place here, additional libraries.
Additional library directories.
Yeah. Then you double click that and then you paste it.
I just paste that one. So for those that are looking, yes, my computer is in Norwegian, so but we're trying to say everything as it will be in English. So but the results may vary
You will
depending
have
on
program
language.
files instead of program filler in Norwegian, but
Yeah,
apart
so
from that, it will be the same.
it's basically the same thing. But listen to what we're saying, not what you see. Okay.
And now we also need to find the include libraries, and we go back to the folder where we were browsing program files, and then we go to version 1.12.2,
Yeah.
and then there's one called include,
Include. Yes.
and that's actually all we need.
So
Or
just do the same thing here. Copy the
sorry,
address.
no, I am wrong. We should go into the CL because we're using OpenCL. So
Okay.
this is where the include file is.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm just copy the address here. So that's gonna be program files, NVIDIA toolkit, CUDA, the version include, and then CL.
Yes.
Yes. And then we're gonna go back to here, I guess.
Yeah. And then it's C++, the other one.
Then
And
it's
then additional include directories.
Additional include directories.
Yep. And then you do the same.
The top one. I just paste this one in here.
And you can select bruk or use.
Use, yes. And let's see, I'm just going to double check that so it added, since I did not press use before, it did add both.
Yep.
Yep.
And then press OK.
Okay.
Then in the top, instead of debug, we are going to do a build. So you can press the arrow where it says debug.
Let's see, the green, the full green arrow or the green outline arrow?
More to the left.
This one?
More to the left.
Even more to the left?
Yeah.
Oh, so,
there.
Okay, so there.
Release.
Release.
Then you can press build in the top window.
Build in top window.
And build BarraCUDA.
Build BarraCUDA.
Let's see if it works, if you have done everything correct.
Zero succeeded, one fail.
Yeah, it's the include library. So we have to make sure we did the path for the include correctly. So we need to open it again, the project.
Let's see. So we go there and properties.
Look, it's gone. So we need to add it again. Additional include libraries. So
Okay. That was this one. Yes.
yeah, son and use and okay.
Use.
I think what happened is because I changed to release instead of debug, it changed the to default again. That's probably what
Okay.
happened.
So I was now setting up the debug
Yes, I think
thing,
so.
and when you change it, it resets.
Yeah, so let's check the linker as well that it has the.
It's probably gone there as well. Then
Yes, exactly.
that's
So we need to do that one again.
that's this one, and we're gonna go back to the version and lib x64, and then copy this address.
Yeah, good memory.
And this one and use.
Perfect.
Okay.
And now we try to build.
And now we can try to build BarraCUDA. Something happened again. Oh, of course, we have to. No, wait, this is something else. Cannot include file. No such file or directory.
Shot 156. So for some reason the header file is having trouble. So let's actually delete it and drag it back again.
So I'm gonna delete this. Could this also be because we were in?
Possibly, yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna try. We're just gonna try it again. Let's see. Where did I find this one? And this one, of course, was not on. Let's see. This was
not on USB. It's in your user.
Not my USB, of course. It's here. And
Cuda CLTunaminer main.
There we go.
No, not that one.
No, not that one. That's something else. There we go. So that's the SHA-256H. Drag and drop into the header file. Should I just do the same with the other ones as well, just to be
sure? Let's do that.
Just to be sure. There we go. So that was where did that one go?
You renamed it to C.
Okay.
So,
so if I rename it there, I also rename it here. Okay.
I guess so.
Apparently. So that was SHA-256
like
C.
Yep.
Okay, so SHA-256C, and it was
main CPP.
Main CPP. So we drag and drop those to source files. And let's try again. Build BarraCUDA.
And we might even need to build the whole solution. So build solution first.
So build solution.
Really? Why? No include. Let's go again and check the library because it's complaining that it doesn't find the library. So it's in the properties of the BarraCUDA project.
So properties.
That's so weird.
So linker.
But the other one, the C++.
Yeah.
Let me double check the directory that is correct. But include patch should contain a folder. Maybe it was really that we don't need to do it in the CL folder, but directly in the. This is my mistake. So if we copy again, but instead of going into the CL folder and just into the include folder, because I think it includes it with the folder to CL in the code. So this is why.
Okay. So if I just remove the CL,
like
just end it there instead, like that.
My bad. Yeah, that's my bad.
And then use that. We do not need to do anything to the
linker.
So this one is correct. Yep.
I apologize for that, but hopefully it works now.
It's and then build solution or build BarraCUDA.
Let's just try build BarraCUDA. Success! Yay!
Yay! All right.
So now it's in your folder, source repos in your user.
Okay, so if I go here, I can go to
Then you have a folder called source.
where do I find that one? Source. There it is. Repos, and now I have a solution 1, and I have TunaMiner, and I have BarraCUDA.
I think it's in the try there, but if not, it's in the X64 probably there. Release. There you have it.
BarraCUDA.exe.
And that you copy to the folder that you downloaded, because you need to have the header files there as well. Don't open it yet. You need to copy it.
Okay, so I just copy it and I just move it into Fortuna main directly.
Fortuna main, but the other one, the CLTunaminer.
CLTunaminer.
Not here. In Thomas Linset, you have the folder that you downloaded.
Ah, okay. So the CLTunaminer main. Okay.
Yes. Here.
So I just paste it there. And now we can run it, I hope.
Try and see if it works by double-clicking.
See? Starting building kernel, done with binding, listening.
You are officially mining.
I'm mining. So if I close down this one, close down this one.
Check the other client, and now it's not complaining anymore.
Now it's not complaining anymore, no. So now we see we went from error to one active mining core. And let's see, is there any other fun things we can see here? We can see the hash rate.
Yeah, you can see the hash rate. You can also see how many you have found in per hour. That's the rate. You can see how long it's been running. You can see the current difficulty. That's the 11 that's going there. And that means you need to have 11 trailing zeros in your hash first.
Yeah.
That's quite a big number.
Let's see. I'm not going to do anything wrong by scrolling here. So just to stop it from... Yeah. So if I just scroll this a little bit, so it's still moving. Okay. But if I... Now I stopped it moving. So the hash rate is 443590224.74 blah blah. And I can expect a block approximately every let's see, 158,634th second. How often is that?
254 minutes.
Yeah. So if I do let's see, if I just open up calculator, what did I say? 100 and yeah, let's round it up to 160 seconds.
Or actually, it's one more digit, so it's every 44 hours currently, or something like that.
Every 44. Okay.
Yeah.
So and that's on that is now running off my GPU, but I can tell you right now, my GPU is not running hot. It's not running hard at all. Is there anything I can do in here to push it?
Or there's two things.
Yeah.
I told you we could do some advanced stuff. We could also download like a release that's not yet, it's being developed, that's faster. It's on the GitHub. That would increase the speed a bit, more than likely. You can also actually use, like, if you have like Afterburner or some like tuning for your GPU, you can actually increase clock rates and memory rates. Of course, you have to do it responsible. You can break your equipment by doing it. But this should be familiar to people who have mined before.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm guessing we're not going to do that now because this is an just a guide.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so we're just going to keep it simple this time. But do know that there are things that can be done. If I want to do something, I mean, I've mined Ethereum before on GPU. Could I go? Let's see if I have that. Could I do? Let's see. Could I do this, or is this stupid of me to go in here, go into MSI Afterburner, and here I can see the GPU usage and everything. And as soon as I open that one up, the GPU started running a lot harder because as soon as I start this, I overclock it. So I'm assuming that the numbers here are going to change after a little while. But yeah, this is if it is anything. I don't know if you tried this, Einstein, but if this is anything like mining on Ethereum used to
It's
be,
the same.
then you can
It's
do
the same.
this.
Yeah, you can do this, but of course, do that responsible, and it could damage your equipment. So
Yeah,
know what you're doing. I'm not going to give you advice on how to overclock if you're going to do that or not. But if
no,
it's
that's
possible,
yeah,
absolutely yes, it's possible.
yeah. Overclocking is I wouldn't say it's risky if done correctly. I have I have fine-tuned my overclocks here, so I know that my computer can run it without any problems. I have no idea if these overclocks are good for this client because I've overclocked for my I have overclocked for my Ethereum client a couple of
From my
years ago.
experience,
So
it's the compute you want. So you want a good core clock hash speed, and the
yep,
memory speed is not that important currently. So it's the core clock speed that matters the most
yeah.
currently.
So, but like I said, we're not going to give advice on how you should overclock. Look that up elsewhere. I'm not going to be responsible for anyone's hardware.
I will say one more thing. If you see in the miner, there's something called the overhead, and it's quite big
Overhead.
on your computer.
Yes. Let's see. There we
Yeah.
have overhead here. So 18.53 blah, blah percent.
That could go down dramatically by hosting your own nodes for submitting stuff instead of using the meter round. So
Yeah.
that's another thing you can fine tune. And maybe that's
Yeah.
something for another video.
Yeah. But if I do that, then we need to do Linux. If you
Um,
want to host our own node, we cannot do that in Windows, can we?
unless we run it with Docker, then we
Yeah, with
can
Docker
probably.
we can do that, but yeah, and that also, I guess, that also goes for running your own QPO.
Yeah,
I
we could
guess
do
that
it in
also
the.
will help with overhead.
Absolutely. We could do it
Yeah,
in Windows VSL, but we need to have enough disk space, and it's a quite big thing. And
yeah,
that's definitely another subject for another video if we would go that path. So yeah.
yeah. I mean, this is just the basics. So, but yeah. So here we have the miner BarraCUDA running here, and we have the QPO instance running here.
Two more things to
Isn't
say is
Yep,
these pools will be coming, and that's going to be important because currently there's someone having massive GPU farms that's taking most of it. Like it says there that it takes this amount of seconds, but the problem is someone is finding a block every minute. So
yeah,
most of the miners don't yet have time to find it. And even me, I have a lot of hashing power now. I rarely find Tuna, but I do find it from time to time every day.
yeah,
It will be the same for you guys. It will not be often, but what we have done now can be then used for making a pool. So hopefully that can be your next video where we join a pool and
yeah, or
mine
even
from
make
there,
a pool.
or even make a pool. Who knows? Yeah.
But
So,
there's one more question I have. If I've had, let's say I'm an old timer on Ethereum, and I have a mining rig with I have a mining rig with the 2080s Ti's just sitting collecting dust because it's not profitable anymore. Can I run multi GPU with just this setup, or do I need to do more to add multi-GPU?
Okay. What you need to do currently, it's like a workaround. It's that you create one instance for each GPU, and you mine with that GPU on that instance. It says in the GitHub how to do this. So I think if you're a multi GPU farmer, you are likely experienced enough to read a GitHub and look through that. So
I
if you
think
scroll down,
like I think it says start mining with GPU, and I think somewhere around here, so advanced stuff. So you have running the miner core and blah blah. Benchmarks, that's something you can do. You can benchmark it. You can automatically and change log, and so
not
there
a
are stuff you can
multi
do.
GPU. There should
Uh,
be a multi GPU title as well there somewhere.
I think I saw it somewhere. I can't really remember where. Maybe it's in this one.
I know now. I told you we had there's a more advanced version, so will show that as the last thing in this video. So if you go to the top, scroll up, and then in the main there's like a fork there that's called main. You see that icon with the arrow a bit down and to the
Let's
left.
see there.
There, you press that arrow and then you view all branches. Oh, because you're in Fortuna. The other one in
Okay, so
TunaMiner.
okay, so I'm in this one.
Okay.
So
Yep.
main
And
branch,
then
you got dev v13.
yeah, this version is still in development, but it's a bit faster and it has multi GPU support. So if you scroll down here, it should say README about how to do multi GPU.
Start mining with GPU, multi GPU. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we won't go into that in this video, but it has support for that as well.
Yes. So, but like everything we've said so far since starting up the miner has been more advanced stuff we're not going to do right now. I'm going to link to it. So if you want to do it yourself. But at this stage, if you need any support for any of the more advanced stuff, go to the Discord and ask for help there. Because we're not going to cover that here. We could cover this and that and sit here for hours covering all kinds of different scenarios, but we're only going to cover the basics here.
Yeah. One cool thing is once you have compiled this on one computer, you can just copy this folder and use it on another computer, because when you build this, you also included all the code needed to run it. So you don't need to install Visual Code, you don't need to install Cuda Toolkit. As long as you have an NVIDIA card and the drivers for it, you can actually just copy the whole folder and the both folders, both the Fortuna Mine and this one, and then you can run it on another computer.
So basically what you're saying is that if I and I'm going to do this is why I'm asking. So if I just delete my old backup here, because now I have a working one. So if I just delete my old backup from my USB drive, why is that so slow today? Okay, so I can just go on here.
Yep.
I can take Fortuna main and I can take CLTunaminer main.
Yep.
I can just copy them.
Yep.
And then I can go to my USB. I paste them in there. That was way faster. Okay, so now if I open up my laptop, paste it in there, I can basically just do two things.
Yep.
I can go on Fortuna main, double click on start bat, go on CLTuna main, and double click BarraCUDA.exe, and I'm up and running.
Exactly.
Yep. And just in case someone's gonna ask, no, I'm not gonna share. I'm not gonna share a zip file with everything here. For me, sure, I could have done it, but you'll be mining for me. You'll be mining to my address,
And they'll have your address seed, so yeah.
and they'll have my seed phrase. Yes. So so no, I'm not gonna do that. But I'm gonna do one thing.
Actually,
I'm
it's
gonna
good you said that, Thomas, because if you're going to copy this, copy it to your own computers, not to someone else, because
yes,
you copy the folder that's a seed phrase for your wallet.
yeah,
Big warning there.
yeah. So, but I'm gonna do one thing because I've been asked this question. I don't want to move ADA. I just want to mine to my main wallet. Okay. First of all, I don't recommend it. I do not recommend mining to your main wallet where you have all your ADA stored,
I would
where you have
never.
your NFTs. But I'm gonna show you how to do it after I warned you. So what you do, you press seed.txt. I'm not gonna do that because I'm not gonna show you. Um, if you take your seed phrase from your wallet and replace those words with the words that are in the seed.txt, you are mining to your wallet. But
Uh,
be warned, that is a security risk.
I would never do that because you could just transfer this out from your wallet that you're mining with, and as a
Yeah,
principle, never mine from a main wallet. So
no. But I
I'm
do
not
know
so
there are
happy when you
someone.
show that.
Yeah, I do know there are someone who are saying that, "Hey, I want to do it. I know the risks. I want to do it. I want to keep it simple, and I'm aware of the risk. So this is how you do it, but be warned.
Be
I
warned,
would
be warned, be warned, be warned, be
yes,
warned. 5 times I will say that,
yes,
and know what you are doing. And please don't do this if you are not completely aware of the risk of doing that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is a major risk. You have to trust that the developers here did not install anything malicious, and most of all because that seed.txt file that is online. It
Just a
is
text file.
exposed. It is
It's just a
exposed.
text file. Yeah.
So
It's
if
so easy
anyone gets
to
access
cheat.
to your computer, you're effed.
Yeah. So, Thomas, I think we should say like, don't do it, and
Yeah,
just don't do it,
yeah,
and because it's so easy to hack it. And just treat your miner wallet as an exposed wallet, and don't keep many funds on it. Move your tuna away as you get them, and that's the best practice, like really.
yeah.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to add here, just in case you are new to mining and you're wondering, is my GPU worth mining on? So if you go to let's see this, I'm going to go to the main one because this is the one we're looking at. No, this one. Yes. So here on nullhashpixel's CLTunaminer site, there is a benchmark portion where the community has benchmarked different GPUs. This is what can be expected, probably not overclocked, and it also says on what OS it has been used on. Like I said, if you overclock, do it on your own risk, and you might get better results than this. There's no guarantee for it, and there's no guarantee that you will get this as well. This is just what the community has been able to do. But what would you say here? I'm gonna ask you first, and then I'm gonna input my own thoughts here. What would you say is the minimum of what is viable for mining here?
Hmm.
Everything is possible. You can mine on a laptop card 1650, and you'll get 356 megahash. But is it viable?
Uh, no, because currently there's a large GPU farm
Yep.
that's getting a lot of the blocks very fast. When the difficulty increase again, maybe some of this, if you have a low wattage and you are patient enough to wait a day or two to have your tuna, it could work even on the older devices if
Yeah,
the block speeds are not fast enough. But currently, I would say you need a modern GPU to have a chance. So we're
yeah,
talking 3000 series, 4000 series,
yeah.
uh,
Two
and
high 2000 series,
2000 series
the
probably
entire 3000 series except for the
low.
3050s.
Yeah,
The same with the 4000 series except for the 4050s. The 50 series is are you the low budget options in every series. But on the at the general, I'd say as a general, I'd say if you are not able to get above 500 mega MHz megahertz per
million
second,
hashes per second. Yeah.
mega hashes per second, yes, then I would not I would not say that it's a viable solution at this stage. It will be as soon as we get mining pools going. Then you're
Yeah.
adding to then you're just adding because what a mining pool does is just exactly what it says. It's pooling up the hashing power of all the computers and then dividing the shares among those who contribute to the pool. That's in short what a mining pool does. It basically does the same thing as a staking pool does, but it does it with hashing power instead of ADA. So so here, as a rule of thumb, I'd say if you are not above 500 500, then sorry, it's probably not going to be viable. You're technically able to mine,
You have
but
a lottery ticket.
it will take you a while. I can say I'm sitting somewhere around here right now, between those two, between 970 and one. Last time I looked here, I was at 984. So I'm sitting right between an RTX A4000 and a 3060 Ti, and I'm mining on a 2070 Ti, so it adds up to about to be about correct. So yeah, and I would say that you saw my numbers. It takes on average about 2 days for me to get one block. That's on average. But if you're down to less than 500, it's gonna take you 4 to 5 days to get one block.
Yeah, Thomas, probably on your laptop, if it has like a 3000, you will have higher hashes than what we
Yeah,
saw now. Yeah,
my laptop has a the 3070 Ti, so that's gonna be way up there. It's
and
probably gonna
honestly, everything we say now, it's likely to be outdated in a day or two.
yeah
Basically, my best advice is like mine when the mining pools are there, because that's when you're going to have a chance, whatever equipment you have. And if you're going to mine now, do it with some good equipment, so you at least have a chance to get.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a
But still,
simple advice.
if you have something that are not that's not viable now, I recommend trying it. I
This as a
mean,
lottery ticket. You're
you
doing
can
random numbers.
you can download it, and if a mining pool comes, if you are on the correct version of the oh, we lost Einstein. If we are on the correct version, then you are going to get. See, there we have Einstein again.
Hey.
Yeah, like I said, if you are on the correct version when the mining pool drops, then it's just to sign up. You don't need to do much, at least, to change it. If anything, you do not need to do much. It's probably just going to be a change in the EMV file, I guess.
Well,
I'm just
honestly, we don't know yet, but likely
no,
because we're building a mining client and likely just some changes to the code, but it will be the same procedure to build it. So I think
yeah,
so. It's likely it will be fairly easy.
yeah. So regardless of what you have, as long as you have a GPU and want to try mining, do it. There's the only downside is the price of the power that you're using. That's that's the only thing you're gonna lose by trying. So go for it. All right. I think about covers everything and a little bit more than what we were supposed to. So we told people not to do things we talked about, and I'm
Don't
happy with
use
the
your main-
results.
Please don't use your main wallet. I will not recommend it ever. So please don't do that. Yeah,
No,
I have.
I can say if anyone if anyone comes on the Discord and complains that they've been hacked by doing exactly what we told them not to do, I'm not going to feel sorry for them. That's just so it's up there.
Yeah.
I'm heavily against doing it, but like I said, people have been asking. A lot of people have been asking about it, and I'm happy to provide. But I'm also more than happy to say, do not do it. So yeah, I think we're just gonna end it there. And if anyone has any questions, I will add a link to the Discord. It's not our Discord. It's a community Discord where people who are developing this software is based. And me and Einstein is there as well. So drop in, say hi, say where you came from, join the community if you are a developer or want to be a developer. Tag along, learn, contribute. Most of all, just have fun with it. I mean, Tuna is a prototype. It's a proof of concept. It was never meant to be an investment opportunity. It was never meant to be something to be taken serious. If they had done that, they wouldn't have named it after a fish. So
And the
just
contract has Lord Tuna in it. So yeah.
yeah, at Rare Evo about 2 weeks ago, they mined the Genesis block, and in that is a token, one of a kind token named Lord Tuna. So, like I said, have fun with it. Don't take it too serious. Don't be mad if you're if there's something you are not able to do. Just have fun with it and join the Discord. Have some fun there. I'm not a technical guy. I have a lot of fun there, and if I don't know what to do, I just crack jokes. So yeah, it's open for everyone, and people in there are really nice. There's no dumb questions. Just have fun, contribute, ask questions, make your own fork if you're up for it. Or do what others have done. If you find a solution that's completely new, that's no one's ever thought about, make it. Challenge everyone to be up to your level. So many others have done it before you, and there's been some annoyance that someone is taking most of the blocks, but it also led to an extremely rapid improvement in the software department here. I mean, the number of new miners on Tuna has gone above and beyond most of what I've ever seen. It's such a rapid environment, and it's super fun to be a part of.
It's
So
exponential.
yeah, so I'm gonna leave you guys with that, and hopefully it encourages you to join and have fun. And until next time, if there's anything you want to talk about, come join Discord. All right.
Join the
Have
Discord.
fun, guys.
Bye.
Bye.